Top of the morning to you there, audience. I need my hat. Give me that. Can't make a video without my hat. I have a damn AK-47 trigger pin holding my camera up. Anyway, today I'm going to talk to you guys about one of my favorite, all-time favorites, the 1911. This right here is by far my favorite 45 ACP type of handgun. This one specifically I've got here is Rock Island version of the 1911. Obviously GI model. This is the original model. Now I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about the 1911. I have some fact sheets right here so I don't screw anything up whenever I'm talking to you guys. First off, I was a little surprised that I never made the connection for this first fact I'm going to tell you. The 1911 is a single action pistol. I mean, I know that. I've always known that, but I never made that connection until I read the fact. I was like, holy crap, it is a single action. Single action means whenever you pull the trigger, it doesn't pull the hammer back. The hammer has to already be back to fire again. That being said, this is a semi-automatic, obviously. It's magazine fed and it is recoil operated. It operates in 45 ACP rounds, and it was in service in the United States military from 1911 to 1986. Let's see if I got that right. I did. During its time, the United States had 2.7 million contracts, service contracts for this gun specifically, until it was inevitably replaced by the Beretta M9 9mm. I believe they are 9mm. It was designed by John Browning, as so many of us know. And this 1911 design actually paved the way for most of your centerfire semi-automatic pistols that are modern day. It's popular among civilian shooters. The actual service of this thing came about in 1911, but development on this gun started in 1890. Now, whenever I think the 1800s, I'm thinking like black powdered revolvers, and like this is really advanced for 1800 warfare. Personally, going up against a cowboy with his little black powder revolvers, if you're armed with this thing, you definitely stand considerably more chance. Let's see. This one I have to look at the paper. The beginning of 1917, which was whenever the United States got involved with World War I, there was a grand total of 68,533 1911s issued to the United States military. That's a lot of 1911s. However, it is absolutely nothing in comparison to the amount of 1911s that were issued to the United States military during World War II. That number is a staggering 1.9 million. There is 1.9 million 1911s that were issued to United States forces in World War II. That is a lot of 1911s. Remington, Colt, and Ithaca all produced these 1911s, along with, you know, I'm sure your off-brand companies that weren't really gun companies. Like, for example, I know General Motors made M1 carbines. I'm sure there's a lot of 1911 makers out there that weren't actually gun companies. After World War I, they redesigned it a little bit to, in a sense, make some more safety features. Like, for example, our back hitch right here, after World War I, they made it longer. This right here is the longer version of it. They also made the trigger a little bit longer so you couldn't really bump it. They cut the frame out, and they lengthened the barrel. All of these were to make it somewhat more efficient. Now, I kind of want to talk about the company of, you know, my specific 1911 right here, Rock Island Armory. Back in World War II, when the Japanese ended up taking over some land, Philippines, I believe, they actually shut down production for the Rock Island Armory, obviously. And I just find that very, very interesting. The fact that this is from an armory that was shut down by the Japanese during World War II. Eventually, once the Japanese lost and pulled back, Rock Island Armory opened back up. I just find it absolutely fascinating. This one specifically holds a grand total of 8 rounds. That is 9 if you count one in the chamber. We're going to take it outside and do a little bit of test fire. Alright, I've got 4 different tests out there. I got a brick, a milk jug, a piece of wood, and a couple of car headlights. I have no doubt in my mind it's going to demolish the brick, it's going to explode that milk jug, it very likely will go through that wood, and it's going to go right through those headlights. The .45 caliber ACP round is a very serious handgun bullet. Let's test it out. Up first, we're going to do our milk jug. I don't know, that wood looks kind of menacing. We're going to do the wood first. Up next is our milk jug. Well, it didn't explode it, but definitely went through it. Now we got our brick. Last but not least, our car headlights. Alright, let's go see our damaged results. 1911 bullet went into the milk jug right there and out right there. Cracked it up a bit, but didn't make it explode like I thought it would. Up next we got our brick. Completely took the top off of it. I have no idea where it hit it or how hard it hit it. I'm gonna assume it hit it somewhere right in this area. Enough to demolish the brick. The wood looks like it passed right through the wood. Entry hole is somewhere. I'm going to assume somewhere right here because this wasn't here before. And our exit wound is right here, maybe? I don't know. Definitely tore up that wood. And then we got our headlights. Went right in, right there, and right out, right there. I'm not surprised on that one. I'm surprised it didn't make that milk jug explode, though. That's something I'm quite surprised about. Looks like our bullets went into this one and went right out this one. No, wait, there's a bullet right there. Right in there. Let's see if I can dig that. Alright, I managed to get it. However, I don't think this is one of the bullets we shot at the headlights. Personally, I think this is one of the bullets that came out of one of those. Because this headlight has 2 holes in it. 2 entry wounds and 2 exit wounds. However, it also had this bullet in it. So that tells me this was a 3rd bullet that hit it. And I'm not sure if there's a 3rd entrance for it. I think it might possibly be right here. But there is a total of 5 holes in that. 2 entrance, 2 exits, and one I'm assuming was this one. Could have been shrapnel for all I know. Or hell, maybe this is, you know, a bullet that we hit it with. Anyway, there's no way to really tell. So I'm not really going to ask. What I do like, though, is the damage on this wood. I think I'm going to shoot this wood a couple more times